Finding something the whole family can watch is a never-ending challenge. For its 60th theatrical animated feature, not counting Pixar, Disney is serving up a family-friendly movie called Encanto, a magical tale of a Colombian family, the Madrigals, that received special powers after surviving a tragedy. Encanto is a musical adventure about a young woman, Mirabel, on a quest to save her family endangered by a mysterious threat. That may sound like yet another riff on Moana, but it is, I think, more connected with Coco. This one is the story of a young boy, Miguel, who wants to be a musician and finds himself questioning his ancestors about a family secret, in the very land of the dead. The main resemblance is their uncovering a family mystery, tied with the disappearance of a family member, woven with magical or supernatural elements. But wait, isn't the first obvious common point the choice of Latin American heroes? We'll come to that, but in fact there are many other similarities between the two flicks.
Round 1.
Both are original and interesting stories. A laudable feat in our days and age of sequels and remakes. We meet the fantastic Madrigal family who live in an enchanted house, Casita, and whose every member is lucky enough to have a magical gift. Well, almost. Only Mirabel, 15 years old, did not have this privilege.
Make your family proud.
She tries her best to fit in a family so extraordinary that her judgmental abuela, Alma, offers only her disappointment at every turn.
What are you doing?
They were just asking about the family.
And indeed for Mirabel, it's tough to stand out when her mom, Julieta, can heal wounds with her cooking. Her sister Luisa can easily lift the heaviest of objects. Isabella, the other sister, can grow the most beautiful flowers without barely thinking about it, or Antonio, a younger cousin, can understand animals.
I understand you.
Being the only ordinary person in such an extraordinary family can give you complexes.
I call it the not special, since, you have no gift.
Thanks.
If I was you, I'll be really sad.
But when the family's magic is threatened, Mirabel will do anything to save it. Mirabel stands among one of the more realized Disney heroines, partially because she's not required to check the badass female warrior who isn't your everyday princess, mark. She's also a champion in representativity. Yeah, absolutely, Mirabel has glasses, a first. Victory for all cross-eyed.
Maybe I overdo it.
Miguel dreams of being a musician as famous as his idol, the legendary singer Ernesto de la Cruz.
I want to be just like him.
But the young boy has to play in secret because of his family's ancestral ban on music.
No music! No music!
As a matter of fact, Miguel's great-grandmother, Coco, was traumatized when her father, who selfishly pursued his dreams of stardom, abandoned his wife and his daughter, the said Coco. At least, that's the official story passed down through the generations. One day, Miguel inadvertently damages the photo of Coco with her parents, displayed at the center of the family ofrenda. A bit later, he enters Ernesto's mausoleum and steals his guitar.
I need to borrow this.
Two events, without saying too much details, that will lead him to visit the land of the dead. Deeper and more complex, Coco could seem like an easy winner for this round, but as an adequate fit for its target, Encanto delivers a more accessible and straightforward story, without sacrificing too much on mystery and plot twists. The characters are all very likable, funny, whimsical. And Encanto offers a gallery of delightful female characters, with Mirabel as the bridgehead, a voluntary and altruistic young person. So, on this round, you pick your jam.
Round 2.
Family and legacy is expressed through storytelling and finding your own self. This is the deep preoccupation in both Coco and Encanto.
I am trying to save your life.
You're ruining my life.
What?
Music's the only thing that makes me happy. And you want to take that away. You'll never understand.
One of the most fascinating things about Coco is the way it builds its plot around members of Miguel's family, living and dead, as they battle to determine the official narrative of Miguel's great-great-grandfather disappearance, and what it meant for the clan. It has catchy music, a somewhat complex plot, and bits of media satire. Most of the time the movie is a slapstick comedy with the urge of a dreadful countdown, staging big action sequences and feeding us with new plot information every few minutes.
Now we just have to find De La Cruz.
Yes?
But being a Pixar film, Coco is also building toward emotionally overwhelming moments, so it's no surprise you'll find yourself wiping away a tear. Unfortunately, I can't use the extract to avoid copyright infringement. Sorry. Encanto is a surprisingly small-scale story. Instead of a journey, the action revolves in and around Casita, the Madrigal's home. The directors, Jared Bush and Byron Howard, collaborated on another success for Disney, the racially aware Zootopia. They subtly incorporate an important political message into this film as well. This is a story about displaced people who build a home from nothing. Their history is the source of their magic, and they use it to selflessly improve their community.
The candle became a magical flame that could never go out.
With or without these fantastic feats of wizardry, the Madrigals, with their relatable family dynamics, are believably loving, funny and flawed. In both movies, a tragedy is at the core and define boundaries for the protagonist's world, in a heavy way for both even. Miguel can't play his beloved music, Maribel can't prove her worth since she has no gift. It stops them from realizing themselves. So, of course, our heroes are confronted to a perilous challenge. The longer Miguel stays on the other side to find the answers he seeks, the more likely he is to end up actually dead. The more Maribel tries to help her family, the more likely the house is going to break down. In both stories, the matriarchal abuelas have to go through an emotional journey just as much, if not more, than the younger protagonists.
Until you're in my arms again.
I don't care what you think of me, but if you're too stubborn to...
Bonito.
So, for this round the winner is Coco. But, that was close. Considering the overall quality of both contenders, it is ultimately a subjective choice.
Round 3.
Similarly to its predecessor, Guillermo del Toro's The Book of Life, Coco is drawing heavily on Mexican folklore and traditional designs. A few examples: Pepita, Imelda's impressive flying beast in the Land of the Dead, is an alebrije, a colorful imaginary creature that have elements of different animals. As well as Dante, a goofy dog modeled on Cholo, the national dog of Mexico. And because of the Dia de los Muertos setup, you'll find many decorated skulls. Lots of them. The movie features cameos of Mexican celebres, an eccentric Frida Kahlo and a silver-masked El Santo, an iconic Mexican luchador, are the most evident. But this cultural background is not without a few missteps, though. Coco depicts a large, clustered family, fiery tempers, and an attempt at illegal immigration, though useful to understand some story elements, many Mexican clichés we've seen on screen before. On another note, like most Pixar productions, Coco is filled with homages to film and animation history. It references other Pixar characters, like Bob Wazowski, Woody and Buzz Lightyear. There are even 2 Kubrick's The Shining references. Yep, you can search these ones. Similarly to how Pixar's Coco paid tribute to Mexican culture, Encanto holds many nods to its Colombian roots, from the use of flowers and animals specific to the regions, fashion like guayberas, flowing embroidered skirts, colorful dresses, to crafting songs that incorporated their respective countries' musical palette. There are other elements to enjoy, like the movie's voice cast led by an excellent Stephanie Beatriz. It's also impressive to see an animated Disney movie finally include varying skin tones and hair textures in the same family, the lack of some people had blamed on Coco. Both were voiced by a nearly all Latino cast. In short, Disney and Pixar put extra care into ensuring their movies were culturally accurate, and audiences and critics responded very well. CGI animation improves constantly. 4 years separate the 2 flicks, Coco being the older one, but it holds up flawlessly. Especially considering the bigger scale of the action and the astonishing vision of the Land of the Dead. It required up to 100 hours of calculations for the rendering of some images, and there are 24 in 1 second. Emulation of optical property of real camera lenses is astonishing, and when Miguel is playing the guitar, his movements reproduce with an almost exactness those that it would be necessary to play in real the pieces. Pixar delivered its magic once again, but Encanto fought well in this round too. And so, the overall winner is Coco. What was your choice? Tell us and please subscribe for more Flicks Fights.